Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to my daily Arabic vocabularies. I am Mudaris Sulaiman Ali. Happy listening. We are going to learn from this lesson how to change the Arabic verb liyansah to suit some certain pronouns in Arabic. Fi'lu amr, command. Fi'lu amr, command. We are going to learn how to instruct others to do something in Arabic using different forms of verbs. The question is, how do we change the verb liyansah to suit the pronouns below? Liyansah simply means he should advise, and he in Arabic is huwa, which is the opposite of hiya, she. So how do we now change the verb liyansah to suit the following pronouns? Wahid, number one. Ana, I. So how do we change the verb liyansah to suit ana? All you need to do is to detach ya'un and attach alifun. So the verb liyansah will now become liansah, which means I should advise. Ithnan, number two. Nahnu, we. So how do we change the verb liyansah to suit nahnu? All you need to do is to detach ya'un and attach nunun. So the verb liyansah will now become linansah, which means we should advise. Thalatha, number three. Anta, you, representing a single male person. So how do we change the verb liyansah to suit anta? All you need to do is to detach lamun and ya'un. So we are going to be left with nunun carrying sukun, sadun and ha'un. In Arabic, one cannot read a word starting with a letter carrying sukun. So we must do something to make it pronounceable. So what do? We go and borrow alif to make it pronounceable. The question is, what kind of vowel sound are we going to give the borrowed alif? So the kind of vowel sound we give to the borrowed alif is determined by the vowel sound appearing on the third letter. The borrowed alif is the first letter, nunun is the second letter, and sadun is the third letter. Since the third letter is taking fataha, is carrying fataha, and the opposite of fataha is kasra, so we give the borrowed alif kasra. So the verb liyansah will now become insah, insah, which means advice, commanding a single male person to give advice. Arba'a, number four. Anti, you, representing a single female person. So how do we change the verb liyansah to suit anti? The same principle is applicable. However, we are going to attach ya'un to the last letter. Remember, once ya'un is attached, the letter before it must take kasra. As we know that ya'un is the mother of kasra in Arabic. So the verb liyansah will now become insahi, which means you should advise, commanding a single female person to give advice. Khamsa, number five. Here, she. So how do we change the verb liyansah to suit here? All you need to do is to detach ya'un and attach ta'un. So the verb liyansah will now become litansah, which means she should advise. Remember, we use ya'un to talk about a single male person and ta'un to talk about a single female person. Talking about them does not mean talking to them directly. La'alaka fahimt? I hope you understand. MashaAllah. Udurus, learn. Walahis, and observe at the same time. Udurus, study. Walahis, and observe at the same time. Mufradun, singular. Muthanna, dual. Jamu, plural. Mufrad, singular. This is a word in Arabic that means only one. Muthanna, dual. This is a word in Arabic that means only two. Jamu, plural. This is a word in Arabic that means more than two, from third upward. Plurality in Arabic starts from third upward, unlike English where it starts from two upward. Then we talk about mudhakkar. Mudhakkarun, masculine. This is a word in Arabic that represents a male person or a male object. Just like the verb insah can only be used to command a single male person to advise or to give advice. So if there are two in number, all you need to do is to attach alifun to the last letter of the verb insah. Remember, once alifun is attached, the letter before it must take fataha, as we know that alifun is the mother of fataha in Arabic. So the verb insah will now become insaha, which means you should both give advice. So if there are more than two, all you need to do is to attach wawun to the last letter of the verb insah. Remember, once wawun is attached, the letter before it must take dhamma, as we know that wawun is the mother of dhamma in Arabic. So the verb insah will now become insahu, which means you should all advise, commanding a group of male persons to give advice. La'alaka fahimt? I hope you understand. Then we talk about mu'annath. Mu'annathun, feminine. This is a word in Arabic that represents a female person or a female object. Just like the verb, insahi can only be used to command a single female person to give advice. So if there are two in number, use the same form of the verb, insaha. You should both give advice. If there are more than two, you go and replace ya'un in insahi with nunun carrying fataha, then you give sukun to the letter before it. So the verb insahi will now become insahna, which means you should all give advice or you should all advise. La'alaka fahimt? I hope you understand. MashaAllah. Al-istimal, now the usage. Wahid, number one. لينصح الطبيب المريض بالراحة. لينصح الطبيب المريض بالراحة. لينصح الطبيب المريض. The medical doctor should advise the patient بالراحة, to take rest. لينصح الطبيب المريض بالراحة. The doctor should advise the patient to take rest. اثنان, number two. لتنصح الطبيبة المريضة بتناول الدواء. لتنصح الطبيبة المريضة بتناول الدواء. لتنصح الطبيبة المريضة. The medical doctor should advise the patient بتناول الدواء, to take medicine. ثلاثة, number three. انصح خالدا بالرياضة يا زيد. انصح خالدا بالرياضة يا زيد. انصح خالدا, advise Khalid بالرياضة, to engage himself in exercise like jogging. يا زيد, زيد. انصح خالدا, advise Khalid بالرياضة, to engage in body exercise. يا زيد, زيد. أربعة, number four. انصحي زينب بالصبر يا رقية. انصحي زينب بالصبر. انصحي زينب, advise Zainab بالصبر, to be patient. يا رقية, رقية. اصبري يا أختي. اصبري, be patient. يا أختي, my sister. انصحي زينب بالصبر, advise Zainab to be patient. يا رقية, رقية. خمسة, number five. انصحا صديقكما بالتواضع يا أخوي. انصحا صديقكما بالتواضع يا أخوي. انصحا صديقكما, advise your friend. You should both advise your friend بالتواضع, to be humble. يا أخوي, my brothers. How many brothers am I commanding? Two brothers. لعلك فهمت? I hope you understand. MashaAllah. ستة, number six. انصحوا طلابه بتقوى الله يا أساتذة. انصحوا طلابه, you should all advise the students بتقوى الله, to be conscious of Allah. بتقوى الله, to be God-fearing. يا أساتذة, students. Remember that أساتذة is the plural form of ustaz. أستاذ مفرد, أساتذة جمع. انصحوا طلابه, you should all advise the students بتقوى الله, to be God-fearing. بتقوى الله, to be conscious of Allah. يا أساتذة, students. سبعة, number seven. انصحنا الأولاد بالتواضع يا أمهات. انصحنا الأولاد, you should all advise the children بالتواضع, to be humble. يا أمهات, mothers. So أمهات is the plural form of ummun. mufrad, ummahatun jamu. So the question mark is not supposed to be there. It was a typographical error. Just ignore it. لعلك فهمت. I hope you understand. MashaAllah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Make sure you visit my online store to buy a copy of my ebooks following the link below right there at the comment section. مع السلامة وإلى اللقاء آخر.